Hey everybody, just sending out all my notifications to everybody. It's gotta be like an easier way to do that. Okay, so we are streaming the Waking Cloak. Getting my bearings here. Okay, so we're streaming the Waking Cloak. Last time I worked on the actual code of the game was on Tuesday. Yesterday was kind of busy. Actually, my laptop died, so I couldn't work on the game during lunch, which really sucked. Because I always look forward to that. I always look forward to the lunch break. So anyway, we're doing combat programming. I'm basically just stealing, or well, he gave it to me, so I don't think it's stealing. I'm using pixelated popes kind of methodology for doing combat, so I'm kind of overhauling a whole bunch of stuff. Currently everything is broken, therefore. Also, I have Suki with me. She likes to sit with me, because, I don't know, she's just really cute. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually creating a method that checks if a value exists in a list. I'm actually surprised that doesn't exist, like that method doesn't exist. So what DS list methods do I have? Hey, baby jeans! Baby jeans! So we have find value, but that checks it out. Don't bite me. My cat just bit me. If you want to go, you can go. You don't have to bite me. She doesn't want to go. She wants to sit. She wants to look at me with her cat eyes and bite my finger. So if DS list value exists, we're checking for the ID of the actor parent child over here. And so it's going to be the ID is going to be the value, not the ID. So the list has an ID and the ID has a value, but the value is an ID of something else. Because, yeah, I like to be confusing. So what I'm probably going to do is loop through all of the values in this list. What is this? DS list find value. The ID of the list to use. Oh, okay. And the position to look at. So, okay. So that returns the value of whatever the position. Okay. So, what I'm going to do here is set up a loop. Hopefully my chat is working. I'm not ever certain if it is. Looks fine. Something always goes wrong in my stream, so. I equals 0, I is less than DS list. Is there a length? Size, assuming size. So the number of items that have been added. Okay, cool. I is less than the size of the list. I plus plus. And we will write this in brackets. So, DS list find value, we're going to put in list, and we're going to put in I is the position. So, their list value is going to be set to that. If list value equals value is argument 1. So if list value equals, value, return true. But if we get through the whole loop, we'll return false because it doesn't exist. Okay, so that should do it, I hope. I don't know if it actually will. But the purpose of that is that we want to check to see if there's already a hit on a character. So if I swing the sword, there's going to be a hitbox, and the hitbox is going to check a collision on the enemy every step, and we don't want to do multiple hits. We want to do one hit. So if the hit is already existing in this list, don't add it. If it doesn't exist, go ahead and check for that collision and add it to the list. That's what this is. This is commented stuff out as teams. I'm not using teams. And sorry about my itching my nose. I'm not sure. Must be allergic to my cat. Anyway, I'm not picking my nose on the stream, just so you're aware. Okay, I think this will work now. Script works now. Then we need, where this is called, is in, it's not called anywhere. Where was I calling that? Weapon get new hits. Okay, that's going to be in the sword state. So in here, okay, so here's what I'm looking at, just so you're aware. Hey man, how's it going? Good to see you. Sorry you can't stay and watch, but that's okay. Stop that. Okay, here's what I'm looking at. Basically, we're going to work on weapon set, and then at some point we need to check for damage with the weapon. We have a really terrible case, or switch statement set over here, so I'll probably fix that at some point. But this will check for new hits, which is using this new script. It inputs the new weapon, which is created somewhere. We'll figure that out in a second. And then we deal the damage. But it applies the damage at the end of the script. I see, okay. Out of curiosity, oops, I did not mean to hit debug. Yeah, that didn't work. Okay, let's try that again. I think it's gonna break because, oh, yeah, because, not setting damage, so we're gonna fix how that works anyway. Let's go ahead and do that. Soldier object, his parent is the base object, okay. There's so the way that we're doing the enemy damage state, actually I think I'm just gonna straight up get rid of that. I don't have any other enemy states, so I think it's defaulting to the damage state, which means it's trying to find where the sword actually hits. And it's like, I don't understand what that means. So currently, I can't hit him at all. That is way too much screen shake. Hey Brian, how's it going? I am doing pretty good. Just giving myself a seizure on this game. So I'm gonna need a couple things here. I'm gonna need a hitbox. There is currently a hitbox, but it's no longer checking for the enemy, and I need to do the hitbox in a different way probably because it's kind of, well, it's using one of the slowest methods of collision boxes, which is for every single frame of that sword smear, it's checking a different collision, like precise to the object. And circles and squares are a lot faster. So that's a little bit down the road. I just want to get hits working first because, whoops. Okay. So in weapon get new hits. Just make sure what I'm doing here. I don't have any invincibility yet, which I'm actually going to need so that you can't double hit him, which is what I was talking about earlier. And I'm also going to need the actor, parent object. Oh, I already did this. Cool. This has code basically to pause the, yeah, to hit stun the dude. So, alright, let's go back to the weapon. This guy. So I'm going to need place for weapons. This is a mess. I need to fix that. That's a mess. I need to fix that. Okay. So let's do this here at the beginning after we set X speed and Y speed 0. So this is basically going to be we're going to do what's called weapon set, which doesn't exist. I think sword object is what it's currently called. Now, this is done differently. Trying to think of how to do this. State timer. When does the sword come out about? It's frame 1, frame 2. So 12 to 16, I guess. So freeze is how long we're going to hit stun the character. Or the enemy. Oops. My dishes are moving all by themselves. So most of these methods do not exist. I have like cat hair all over my face, and it's driving me crazy. So if it's not empty, the new hits thing. Then when we're done with it, we need to destroy the DS list. Okay, so after that, after we do all the state timer stuff, which is basically just manually animating the character, we basically, this is moving the character, and then this checks some other stuff. So after apply damage is what we will do last. So this will take all of the damage that's stored into basically a map of hits. Back up here on deal damage. Call this store damage. Deal damage is fine, I suppose. This will break if I do anything, because some of these scripts don't do it. Or if I run it, so scripts. So my weapon is going to have to be, all this different stuff. Weapon set. So weapon get new hits is going to need my weapon, which is basically going to be weapon. Okay, so that's going to be basically the ID of the object. Okay. So So what this is doing is this is checking if, what place meeting does is it checks we're basically doing a reverse collision check here, so it's going through all of the things that have an actor parent and checking to see if it gets collided with. So so for each actor parent it's saying, did you collide with this object, this specifically this sword? Did you collide with this sword? Did you collide with this sword? And if it does, then it goes ahead and does all that damage calculation stuff. So just checking. So basically what weapon set here is doing is it's actually just checking against, it's basically setting a hitbox. Is my weapon used anywhere else? I don't think it is. Let's go ahead and create that sprite. Make it a circle. Oops. Also, not this big. There we go. All right, we're 16 by 16. Let's go ahead and make this red so that we can see it. And then we need to draw a circle. This way we're not repeating a bunch of different code and we're not checking against a bunch of different hitboxes depending on what we're hitting. We can always check against this one hitbox and we can just stretch or assign this hitbox differently based on what weapon state that we're in. So this is an ugly circle, but it works. Curiosity. Yeah. There we go. we'll save this as the collision mask will be basically an ellipse. That's perfect. I don't know if I don't know if the collision mask will stretch with the image if I stretch it, but we will find out. Because this is faster than doing precise. Is it? Well, we'll find out. Okay, so we will call this the weapon, well, the box circle sprite. Okay, so back in the state. Hitbox circle sprite, so that's going to be our hitbox. And then rotation should be, basically we're setting the rotation here, which determines which direction you're facing. Oh man. So basically we just need to make that script now, I think. I'm trying to think of how this will work. So we're basically creating the weapon. The problem is that I have a weapon. Already created here. It's the sword object. And so it's creating both. But I think what I want to do, basically I'm trying to figure out what we need out of this. I don't know if we have hit list yet. What is hit list for? So if the hit list exists, okay, so that's basically a list that we're checking to see. Yeah, okay. That's where we're storing a list of all of our hits, or all of the objects that we hit. So I'm actually going to put that in here because that's not entirely clear. This is going to be hit list, hit list, hit list. Surprised we're not actually adding the new hits to the hit list. Oh, how do I want to do this? Because it doesn't look like that DS array is even, DS list isn't even created yet. The hit list. But the only thing we're using it for is we check against it. Oh, we're adding it to both. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, so we add it to the hit list if the enemy gets hit, and then we add it to the new hits. We return the new hits. The hit list is going to be like a global, I guess, and it's actually kind of interesting. Oh, I guess it's by reference instead of by value. So we're passing in the reference to the hit list, I think. I hope. And adding it here. And then we're returning the new hits. So the hit list stores like everything that's been hit for probably pretty much forever until their invincibility goes away. This is confusing because I only have half the code, so I'm trying to figure out what the other half does. I'm gonna need a weapon. I'm gonna need a hit list. I'm not gonna need team because I'm not using team stuff. I'm actually gonna get rid of that. Gonna get rid of this and this. Whoop. There, we're not checking any team stuff anymore because there's no multiplayer. That would be cool, but there's no multiplayer. So, I'm not even gonna deal with it. Let me get rid of this. We still want to keep hit any because we might want a super powerful attack that does something else, or say the swap spell can still swap with an enemy even if you've hit them with a sword. So we'll leave that argument there. We just won't use it yet. So I just need to figure out how to do these two, which means I need to figure out how to do this, and I need to figure out what the hit list is going to be. Then I need to figure out how I'm going to apply the damage itself. DS lists by reference. Hold on, I want to check that real quick. Yeah, it's in memory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Stores index value in a variable. Okay, yep, it's a pointer. Good, excellent, that's what I want. So I just need to create the hit list somewhere. Can I do your accounting and work for you? Sure. But you have to pay me money. Like, a bunch of money. I assume you're doing homework at the moment. If so, I'm sorry. I do not miss homework at all. I'm so glad to be done with school. Oh, by the way, for those that are watching, I am going to be streaming again tonight, probably around 5:30 or 6 Central. I'll stream for a couple hours. Should be fun. Sorry, man. Let's figure out how to set this weapon state. Weapon set. Weapon is either a rectangle or circle, depending on the needs of the attack animation. Yes. I think there's probably an easier way to do this. Using parents. Or inheritance. So... sword object, we're actually going to create a parent. Called the hitbox object. We're going to move it into probably equipment, I guess, for now. And then we're going to set its collision mask to be the same as the sprite, so it's this hitbox sort of thing. It's going to be step. Let's remove the step. So in the step event, show on debug. And what we're going to do here is if is debug if global.debug mode visible string else visible equals false. So just start it off as invisible. I'll start off as visible just for kicks. And then the sword object is going to have that as a parent. So then, in the actor parent object, in the weapon get new hits, object, we're going to say we might not even need to use that hitbox at all. We can just use the sword object's hitbox, which is actually kind of nice. So where is that script? Weapon get new hits. I was just there. I pushed the button. So weapon is going to be the weapon object. So we'll just set it to hitbox object. This actually might not work because then you can get hit by yourself. So that won't work. Okay, let's go back. And let's go back to how do I want to do this? I'm creating an object. I'm creating a hitbox, basically. The sword object will no longer have a hitbox. We'll get to that in a second. In the sword state, we'll go to weapon get new hits. Before that is the hitbox set. So we need a script called hitbox set. Let's do that. Say weapon set is fine. Back in here, make sure we call it weapon set. Okay, so in here, real quick, the sword object is. Okay, that's the smear itself. Player state. Okay, here we go. So we're already worrying about creating the sword up here. That's not a big deal. We're going to set the weapon to be this hitbox thing. So I'm going to say instance create depth. We're going to need some arguments. So we need box sprite. Pause of player, pause of player, width, height, and spacing direction. So here we'll say var with box sprite equals argument 0, var x equals argument 1, var yy equals argument 2, var width equals argument 3, var height equals argument 13 version. Okay, I see. I got it. Okay. So var hitbox equals instance create layer xy instances hitbox object. So this is going to be the hitbox instance, and then hitbox instance dot sprite index equals hitbox sprite, and then my weapon equals hitbox instance. The other thing is we need to use the facing direction. Sprite width equals width. Sprite height equals height. Set the sprite, set the width and height, so we'll stretch it. That should also stretch the actual hitbox itself. Whoa, Splatoon 2 is tomorrow? That's awesome. I don't have time to play it. Well, technically I do, but tomorrow I'm going to be doing a lot of work on the game, I think. So that's exciting. I want to get that. I didn't realize it was so soon. Sprite height. Trying to think of how I want to do this rotation thing. Here we go. This is not the most elegant code, but it's okay. So up here, we're going to say, just saying, if you get it, let me know. I'll add you and we'll play sometime. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't have a lot of time to play multiplayer games, and it really sucks because I love playing with friends. So if I do get time, then yeah, I'm up for that, 100%. Oh. Should calm down. Over here. I actually like this. Expected 0, got 6. Don't understand. Why do you hate me? Legendaries in Pokemon Go start Sunday. Whoa. I need to get back into that too. It was helping me actually get out and walk, which is really good. Unfortunately, It's like 1,000 degrees outside right now because it's Texas, and Texas hates the world. Let's just do this for now. We'll comment this out. Just see if we can create this. So my weapon equals the box instance. Cool. We just need to set my weapon. Okay, I still don't know why you hate this. Oh, it was just being stupid. Cool. About where I'm at too, but for a while I was biking like 20 miles in the day and in the morning just playing Pokemon Go. That's awesome. I love that it was like, Pokemon Go is this big thing where it got a whole bunch of people out of the house. Excuse me, out of the house. Okay, so we're setting my weapon. We just don't have a place where my weapon exists yet. I'm gonna say that this needs to go on probably a parent object, probably the actor parent. Though I don't think Tav currently has, or the player currently has. Did I give actor parent object anything? It has no children. That would be one thing. Oops. Make it the parent of the state machine parent, I guess. I guess. It's not my favorite, but it'll work. Okay, so, in the actor parent, my weapon equals no one. There. I'm glad you're doing well on the homework. I am helping you. I'm giving you moral support. Okay, I think that'll be good for my weapon. Excuse me. So now tab and... Oh dear, this is going to be interesting because this is actually calling state execute. And I don't want that. I think I'm just going to have to put it on everything. It's not my favorite. We're going to take away the state machine parent object, and we're just going to make it the parent of the enemy. And also of the grass. So now the enemy doesn't do any state machine stuff currently. I might actually put this on the actor parent, but we'll think about that in a minute. So, my weapon equals no one. Oh. Okay. So I think that's my weapon. So what this does is this will set the weapon to the hitbox instance, which is then put into my weapon after some of its various properties are set. And then weapon get new hits. My weapon. And then we need to create the hit list. And attack power. Isn't it dangerous for that little kid to have a sword? Yes. It's dangerous for everyone to have a sword. But it's more dangerous for him not to have it. Because then he might die. So, just don't run with swords. Or scissors. So we have my weapon set up. We need to set up a hit list. But hit list is going to be a just a death animation. Have I done one yet? No, I have not. That's on my list, actually. On my giant checklist of stuff to do. Somewhere around here. Death animations. Yep, that's coming. Fortunately, this hitbox thing is like, I think the most... Check. Yeah, I think this is the most complicated thing that I'm doing at the moment. Is getting this hitbox set back up. So hit list, is it per weapon? It might be. I don't know if it's a, no, because trying to figure out if the hit list is per item. I think it is, or per weapon. Yeah, it is per weapon, isn't it? Because if in this other paradigm, if you have two team members and one has a hit list and the other doesn't and can hit through invincibility, then they still wouldn't be added. So it is per weapon. My brain is starting to turn into mush. So in weapon set, we're going to need to create a hit list. I think. Why is this so complicated? Hit list is created at some point for the weapon, specific weapon. The weapon then, or for the specific player, or for the specific actor object would make more sense, because that means that yeah, that makes more sense. So each actor has a hit list, it's not each weapon. Yeah. So in actor parent object, and what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to make the player an actor, but we're going to have to, yeah, we're going to have to change the way that the step event is called. This just adds a pause. actor variables, and then we want to create a hit. You missed. Hey man, how's it going? You missed everything. I finished the game and I'm going to publish it. Basically, I've just been continuing what I started on Tuesday. I'm doing a lot of combat programming. I don't think I've shown anything other than code this time. So, you didn't miss very much. I've just, been working on getting the hitboxes to work. And then after that, we should be able to get more in and out of the game. Also, I'm going to do some streaming tonight, so I'll talk more about that before I head off today. So DS list create just creates a new DS list, which is good. So the instance variable of the list is hit list. Will, you've been doing that homework for 10 years. 10 years. You have a beard now. Your name is Rip Van Winkle. I think this is all I need to do. So on destroy, I'm going to actually destroy that list. Continues. And then flash parent object. Yeah, the palette flash stuff is kind of annoying. I'm gonna put this in the so initialize the state machine. There. Get rid of that. Oops, actually I need that. There we go. Inheritance is fun, children. Okay. So this parent is now the parent flash object, and the parent flash object parent is the after parent object, which creates a state machine. I'm gonna probably want to rearrange that eventually, but it does all this stuff. This is basically just a state execute, but it accounts for pause. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the player state. And in the step event, instead of here doing state execute, I'm going to do parent. inherited. How do I do this? Event inherited. So event inherited will call the event of the parent object the instance. When an instance has a parent object, it automatically inherits all the same events. But if the parent object has a create event and you add one to your child, all instances of the child object will run the new create event, not the parent. So in parent, after parent object, I'm going to go to, in the palette, slash parent object, I'm actually going to add a step. And the step is only going to exist, well, this might work actually. We'll see. Player object. So event inherited is basically calling, comment just so we don't get confused, because inheritance is a little loose in Game Maker. And then now we have the hit list. It gets created. When does it get created? That is a good question. No, it's already created. Because I created it. Yes. So player sort object state thingy. We have now created hit list, which gets passed into weapon get new hits. Basically, this is the instance, or this is the link to the DS array in memory, and then in here it also has that link. Just it's abstracted out so that any actor can pass in their hit list. I might not actually need to do that, but I'm going to do it just because it makes things easier. And then, so we have my weapon, we have hit list. We don't yet have attack power. Oh, what's attack power? I'm probably just going to set it up here. Well, I'm gonna figure out where to put attack power. So we're gonna need to figure out how to deal damage. Big paste bin that has controls. It's not useful for what I need at the moment. Move actor is also not useful for what I need at the moment. Yep, I'm just gonna have to make this up. So, attack power is going to be the power of the hit. I'm just going to go ahead and put it up here for now, for the sake of ease. Easy, whatever. Attack power equals 1. So there's that. Let's create a script. deal damage. Check to see if current state timers when the active range. Get the list of all enemy hits by doing reverse collision check. From colliding with a weapon, add myself to the list. Yep. Turn list. So if a target is on the hit list, deal damage, which again is just subtracting, is not subtracting from their HP, but it's a DS grid that needed to be handled later, which is down further when we actually deal the damage. So it keeps track of who dealt the damage, how much damage, and whatnot. So I don't think I needed DS grid. think that's about what I need. Sorry about all the reading. So he's got a DS grid that basically has columns, or sorry, rows of people who did hits, and then the damage that was done in the columns for each of those. I think. Actually, what I don't understand is because it's adding myself. So, like, so whatever object calls this is it adding to the grid, or is it just creating its own grid? Good question. Because we need to know what we're hitting, I believe. Well, all the things that we're hitting are in his new hits list, which we wouldn't be passing in if it wasn't for... Yeah, okay. And then down here, where all the syntax errors are, we go through all the actors and apply the damage to them. This is interesting and slightly complicated. So it'd be going through each for each actor, check the hit list so the hit list is the list of actors that got hit, period, overall? Or is it, is it global, or is it per actor? I thought that it was per actor. But now I'm wondering if it is. Yeah, hit list is per actor, which makes sense. I don't think actor apply damage is for every single actor in that single method. So it's going to be for each actor in the hit list of this actor. Apply damage somehow. Which is going to be up here somewhere. It's going to basically be in deal damage. It's going to say we're going to need a list of actors that this person has damaged, which we already have with hit list. So I'm wondering why we need the grid at all. why we wouldn't just say... Well, for now, I have to go back to work. So I will think about this, and I'll draw up some stuff, maybe. And then we're going to do another stream tonight at probably 5:30 or 6 Central. I'll send out a Twitter notification, and I'll try to on the Discord as well. That's going to be a longer stream, so hopefully we'll get more stuff done. So please show up, please come hang out, have fun with us, and watch the Waking Cloak get made. You should, if I get this finished, you should be able to see more of the game. I don't know how interesting coding is on its own, but people are crazy, so you might like it. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours. I have work to get back to, and I hope you all have a good afternoon, or whatever time zone you're in. Have a good one.